So today we got a special preacher and lecturer. Yesterday, all of you attend this seminar, right? Yes, I think I need not introduce you more. Dr. Jin Kyung Park. She is a specialist of counseling. Let us welcome her.
Hello, how are you today? Okay, did you write down some questions about yesterday's teaching? Some of you, if you have, you can give it to me later. Okay, so then I can answer you tomorrow. Okay, yes, yesterday we talked about human beings, who we are as human beings. Okay, today I'm going to tell you about the true meaning of marriage. We are going to go through the key messages of yesterday. We were created in the image of God. Remember, we are all image bearers of God. God is the origin of human beings. God imparted some of His characteristics to us so that we can interact with other people in love and care for His creation with wisdom. God did not make us a robot. God created us as personal beings with thinking ability and free will. So free will was an important part. I wanted you to remember about it. He did not want to force us to do things. He wants to respect us. Yeah, He wants us to make decisions to do good and to do right things with our own decision. So we are responsible for what we choose to do before God. You remember all of this. So all of this can apply to our topic today, marriage. Yeah, we were created in God's image, so we read this together yesterday. Let's read again together. So God created man in His own image. In the image of God, He created him. Male and female, He created them. Here we see God created human beings as male and female. Here we can see from the beginning, God had marriage in His mind when He created men as male and female. Marriage between a husband and between a man and a woman was in God's plan, and He created humans in the beginning. Yeah, we can see some more verses in Genesis. The Lord God said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib He had taken out of the man, and He brought her to the man. The man said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman." So she was taken out of man. She was taken out of man. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. So the latter part is important for today. Okay. The topic of today's lecture is true meaning of marriage. So first one is becoming one body. Marriage is becoming one body. Here we read the latter part. A man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. So, one flesh, or in some translations, is one body. That doesn't mean they become one body as literally. No, they stay still in two different individuals, but they are called one flesh, one body. Yeah, so first one is becoming one body. Marriage is becoming one flesh, a unity between a husband and wife. So you remember the last verse. The man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife. Here, my first question today: what is the meaning of leaving your parents when you marry? You go away? You run away from them? What is the meaning? What did they say? What does this verse say? That you shall leave your father and mother when you marry. Okay? Still, your father is your father, your mother is your mother, right? So men are born to the earth through your parents. But when you marry, you shall leave your parents. What does that mean? That means by marriage, you and your spouse become a new entity, independent from your parents. So before your marriage, your relationship between you and your parents are the first priority relationship. But after marriage, your first priority relationship is between you and your spouse. Okay? So that's the purpose of leaving your parents. Even after marriage, you respect your parents, you visit your parents, okay? You do something good things to your parents, but you become independent from your parents and to be united with your spouse. To be united to your spouse, to become one body, one flesh, is the purpose of leaving your parents. Then, second question, what is the meaning of becoming one flesh? What is the meaning? Yeah. Husband and wife become one flesh, is united. They are united into one flesh. What does that mean? One body. Do your parents become one body? If they are, then what is the meaning? Okay.
According to me, become one flesh, it's involved coming together, that's sexual intercourse.
What they become together? So they live together.
Yeah, it's about sexual intercourse between the two people. That's what.
Sexual intercourse. Did you say that?
What unites them to become one is the sexual intercourse.
Sexual intercourse. Of course. Sexual intercourse, that's right. But not only that, it includes a lot of other meaning also. You become one body. You become one body even though you do not have sexual intercourse. Okay? Husband goes out to work and wife who works at home cooking, even they are in separate places, they are one body. They are still one body in marriage. What do you mean by that? Okay, I'll go through with you. It does not mean that the two become identical. Okay? Husband and wife keep their uniquenesses, as individuals, personal beings, we are different from each other. Even though husband and wife married, they keep their uniquenesses. Okay? Do you think so? Yeah? Do you think so? They have a lot of differences. Okay? For example, husband's blood type is A, and wife's blood type is B. When they married, even though they had sexual intercourse, the blood type does not change. Husband's blood type is always A, and then wife's blood type is always B. That doesn't change into blood type AB. No, they keep their uniquenesses. Each person's personality and characteristics do not change. If one person is tall, the other person is small, even after marriage, that doesn't change. Okay? I have a joke. One tall person wanted to marry to a small person because he thought he's too tall. I want to have if I have a short wife, my children will be the average height, But after they marry, one child is very tall, the other child is very small. So it doesn't, mix that way. Okay, they keep their uniquenesses even after marriage, but they are called one body. So we think what is the meaning of becoming one body. Husband and wife keep their strengths and weaknesses as before. If you can develop your skill, but still your inborn strengths and weaknesses stay there. They can, but they keep their uniquenesses, but with that differences, they can cooperate each other and embrace each other despite of their differences. You understand? Yeah, they are different. They have different strengths, different weaknesses. So they can cooperate each other, become a great couple. Okay? Yes. And sometimes they have different opinions. And then sometimes it's not easy to live with a person with different personalities. But they need to learn to embrace each other. In order to embrace each other, you need to accept your spouse with a bigger heart. So during the marriage, you will find a lot of challenges to live together because you are two different individuals. So by marriage, you learn to live together harmoniously. Okay? Yeah. So in the meantime, you, husband and wife, can grow together and to become a mature people. So marriage can be a blessing to us. It will be a challenge, but in the meantime, in the process of embrace your spouse, you become a bigger person, a mature person. So the becoming one body implies that kind of meaning. Genesis chapter 2:25 says, Adam and his wife were both naked and they felt no shame. You will think about the sexual intercourse here too. Okay? This verse first indicates that husband and wife share physical intimacy, sexual intercourse. But this verse doesn't mean not only that. It also implies that husband and wife share emotional intimacy and spiritual intimacy. They become their relationship is very intimate. Even though they are naked, they felt no shame. That means they are so close. So yeah, they become very intimate. You can you cannot share the same quality of intimacy with anyone else as you do with your spouse. Your spouse is a special person to you. Okay, very, very special person. Most of all, the couple becomes lifelong sexual partners. The sexual relationship between husband and wife is exclusive to them, and no one else can share this relationship. Okay, you have to take this very serious. Okay, becoming one body means another one. Marriage is not only a legal unity, but a unity of whole life. By marriage, you register to the government. You become legally connected, but that's not the only aspect. Marriage is the unity that shares your whole life. Husband and wife form a kind of a team. So becoming one body means becoming a team, becoming a partnership, sharing unique intimacy, exclusive only to them. This one body is like an organism like a cell or organism is a kind of a life, like a plant is an organism and an animal is an organism for us. Yeah, we are also an organism. They are very small organism. Anyway, if it is an organism, it contains different parts, and those parts influence each other, and also are influenced by other parts of the same organism. Likewise, husband and wife is in one body, like as a team. They influence each other, and then they are influenced by the other person also. They are very closely connected. Okay, they are in a team. They are not identical, but they influence each other. They are very closely connected. Yeah, so the true meaning of marriage, the first concept is becoming one body. Even though they are two different individuals, they share the whole life together. Okay. And then they still keep their strengths, weaknesses, personal characteristics. So they have a lot of differences, but they try to embrace each other as one body. So embrace each other to live harmoniously. Okay, second concept is marriage is a covenantal relationship. Usually, biblical concept of marriage is described like this: marriage is a solemn pledge before God and before other witnesses for lifelong commitment. It's a biblical concept of marriage. That can be described in this way. Marriage is a God-ordained covenantal relationship between a man and a woman. God-ordained means marriage is an institution God planned. Okay. Here, I introduced the biblical concept of marriage. Here we see the marriage is a covenantal relationship, but if you Google on the internet, It's a social contract. Marriage is described as social contract. But today I'm going to emphasize that marriage is not simply a contract, but it is a covenant relationship. So now I want to compare some things about contract and some things about covenant to compare so that you can understand the marriage is a covenant relationship. So, contract is defined. Contract is a legally enforceable agreement. Contract is a legal agreement that creates and defines obligations between two people, between two parties. It's an agreement. But the contract can be breakable. It is conditional. Did you make any contract with somebody else? Contract. I don't know. These people live in a dormitory? Are you live in a dormitory? All of you? Or is there anyone who made a contract with the landlord? The renting have you ever rented a place, rented a room? If you rent a room, you make a contract between you and your landlord. You read the contract, then you write your name and you sign it on there. Okay? If you do not think this is not a good place for me, you can move out from your renting place, right? The contract can be breakable. Okay. You sign because you agree with your landlord. Okay, that's a contract, an example of contract. You sign there, and then you read all the conditions very carefully, because you do not want to have because your landlord does not want to hurt you or give you any harm. Okay, so you read it. So when you make a covenant, you focus on your own benefit. Otherwise, you are going to break the contract. So social contract is primarily a legal relationship. But the covenant is a formal agreement or a promise between two people. It's a promise. It's a pledge. Pledge has a strong concept than contract. It's a pledge. It's a lifetime commitment. It's a pledge or promise to have a lifetime commitment. It includes concerns about the other part's benefit. So in contract, both parties do not really love each other, do not commit their life to each other. But in covenant, you make a pledge, you make a promise, and then you have concern for your partner. Between two of you, the relationship is based on love and trust. And then you care for the other's benefit also. So whatever things happen, you don't break your covenant between you and your partner, your spouse. That's the concept of covenant. Okay, marriage is a covenant, not a simple social contract. A covenant is intrinsically an eternal promise that goes beyond the legal agreement or legal obligations. Marriage is a covenantal relationship based on a vow toward the faithful relationship with the other party. Marriage is a covenantal, focusing on the personal relationship between husband and wife based on unconditional love. Contract is a legal relationship. Covenant is a personal relationship based on love and trust. It assumes it goes lifelong time. It is a pledge that should not be broken even if you discover your spouse's flaws or shortcomings. Oh, I didn't know that you have that kind of flaws. But still, marriage is, even though you find serious flaws in your spouse, you try to embrace your spouse, okay? That because you become one body, and the promise that you made in wedding is a covenant is a covenantal relationship. It is a pledge that promises not to change under any circumstances as in the marriage vow. So have you been to a wedding, been to some wedding places? You all have some experience in the wedding. Okay, there the bride and bridegroom made a vow to each other. Like, I take you to be my wife, or to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness or in health, to love and to cherish it till death us do part. That is the vow. It is a covenantal pledge. So, in the Old Testament, Malachi chapter 2, verse 14, God said, you ask, why? It is because the Lord is acting as the witness between you and the wife of your youth. Here it says, the Lord God is the witness between you and your spouse. She is your partner, the wife of your marriage covenant. When people did not keep their marriage covenant, God was very sad, and he became angry because the bride and bridegroom, husband and wife, made a pledge as a covenantal relationship before God, before other witnesses. And if they break that, God becomes very sad and God is angry. So you have to remember it. Malachi 2:14 tells that God is the witness to marriage. Not only are the people who attended the wedding, but God is also a witness. God says that he doesn't like divorce because it breaks the faith between the spouses who are partners in the marriage covenant. They made a pledge to live together throughout the whole life. So number 3 is lifelong commitment. Even though the covenant concept includes this one, I want to say it separately. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. In marriage, commitment, the word commitment has different meaning in different contexts. But here in marriage, commitment means the attitude of maintaining the relationship with all your heart and having an undivided mind about the relationship with your spouse. Okay, commitment only to your husband. Okay, the special relationship is only to your husband and to your wife, only to your spouse. Undivided commitment. A true lifelong commitment is choosing to walk together with unfailing love without giving up on each other, no matter what difficulties arise. Yeah. When you live together the whole life, there will be lots of challenges, but you keep your pledge. You keep your covenantal relationship. Okay? Life is not very short. Yeah. My husband and I have been married 45 years, but we'll go, more. Anyway, it's not only 10 years, 20 years. So it's a lifetime commitment. So I want to tell you, I will summarize just the, number 1 to 3. True meaning of marriages. First, marriage is becoming one body. Second, marriage is a covenantal relationship. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. So I want to remember all of this. Okay? Now, I will share some other concepts. I think these 3 are the 3 pillars of strong marriage. In order to keep your marriage strong, you need to remember these 3 aspects. Marriage has first legal aspect, and then it has emotional aspect, and it has physical or sexual aspect. So in order to keep your marriage strong, you need to remember these 3 pillars. Okay? Some people live together without registering, okay? Without any legal action. But we do not call it real marriage. Marriage implies it is a legal agreement. It is a legal act. And in marriage, there are emotional aspects and there are physical aspects. So first, the legal aspects. You understand that marriage has legal aspect. Why do you think, why is the legal aspect important in marriage? If in marriage, legal aspect is important, what is the reason? Do you think in marriage the legal aspect is important? Important? Why it is important? Why is it important? If you think the legal aspect is very important in marriage, raise your hands. Other people, you do not think that legal aspect is not important? Raise your hand again if the legal aspect is important. Okay, I see. These days, many people live together without legal registration. We call that cohabitation, right? There are so many people like that. But if you think legal aspect is important, what is the reason? Without legal registration, what happens? Okay. It is very important for women, to protect them. Yes. Okay. What are the reasons? That's very important to protect the women's right. Yeah, okay? Okay.
Legal aspect is very important because in marriage sometimes you feel like giving up, but knowing that there is legal procedures you have to go through.
Yes.
This is your chance to give it a second thought.
Yes.
So as now you think about it, you restore your marriage.
Yes. Yeah. We are very vulnerable. Then we change very easily. When we have a serious disagreement, sometimes you will think, I'm not going to live with you again. This is it. This is the end. But if you are legally connected, legally binded, it takes time, right? So it gives you the time to think about what you are having a problem. Okay? Think about you and think about your relationship. So in the meantime, you might realize that sometimes I was not really right. Sometimes, they can find a way to compromise. Okay? They find a way to be harmonious between yourselves. Yeah, it takes time. That's really important. Yes. So you keep it protects you to have a lifelong commitment. Or some other issue? In Eswatini, I told you yesterday I came from Eswatini, and then in Eswatini I saw lots of young couples without legal registration. They live together. They have children. And then they call their partners. They cannot say that he's my husband. They do not say that. I was curious. They say, he is my child's father. He is my children's father. They do not call each other husband and wife. They know that they are very vulnerable. Their relationship is very vulnerable. So, yes, for children, they need kind of a safe security place. So marriage is kind of, you say, if it is a kind of tent. In order to be a tent, there should be at least 3 poles to make a tent. If you have only 2 pillars, you cannot make a tent. To protect your children, have a space for your children. Okay, so legal aspect is important for your children also. Okay, so I want you to know about this. And also, if you are legally registered, when you are tempted by another person, that helps you to stay in your marriage. Okay, here, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verses 2 and 3 says, but since there is so much immorality, each man should have his own wife and each woman her own husband. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. So by marriage you are protected. Both of you are protected. Okay. The second pillar, emotional aspect. Husband and wife, they love each other. Okay? They come to marry because they love each other. But it seems sometimes they feel, the other person, my spouse doesn't love me any longer. Why do they feel like that? Because they didn't express their love. Okay? So, the husband and wife, need to express their love as often as they can, okay? So that they can feel loved always. They can feel loved, okay? If you do not express your love, how can the other person feel loved? So love must be expressed. So now, how can you express your love to someone? How can you express your love to your spouse or to someone? There are many ways to express your love, right? How do you express your love? When you meet your friend, your friend at school, sometimes you hug each other. You express your love by hugging, right? Yeah. Or how do you express? Okay. Gift. Yeah, gift is a good way of expressing your love. Okay? What? Appreciation. Yeah, you give thanks. Yeah. Thank you very much. And you recognize what the other person did for you. Okay? Okay. Now, what other way? Yeah, you hold your friend's hand when you walk together. That's one of the small way of expressing your love. Or you pet the shoulders of your children, of your friends. Don't be discouraged. Okay, I'll pray for you. Those kind of words is an expression of love. Or other ways? Okay, I'll tell you. Hugging, holding, and even kissing. Okay? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if here in Uganda they kiss on your cheek when you. Yeah, in Eswatini they do it. They rub their cheek to cheeks. When you meet your grandmother after a long time, grandmother, okay, or mouth to mouth is different. But anyway, hugging, holding hands, or sometimes for your children, if you love them, you can put your child on your shoulder. It's an expression of love. And then comforting, encouraging. When the other person is discouraged, you encourage the other person. Feel sad. There are many times you feel sad, then you encourage it and you comfort. Yeah, comforting is a good way of express your love. Giving positive words. Yeah. Giving appreciation is a good way. Yeah. Thank you, and then I'm proud of you. You are precious to me. You are so precious. I believe God loves you so much. Okay? Between spouses, how can you express your love with positive words? Thank you, my dear, to live with me. Thank you for choosing me as your husband. Okay? Okay, or what kind of positive words? I sometimes tell my husband, you are very handsome because you have a good looking. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes you wear. Sometimes he wears not very nice clothes, but I say, it's okay because you have a good looking. Yeah, or, objectively, the beauty standard might be different, okay? But you say, you are prettiest woman to me. Yes, objectively you can say that, okay? You are prettiest woman to me. All kinds of things, positive things you can think. You think about to praise your spouse, giving positive words. Yeah. I really appreciate you because you chose me as your wife. We can say that. Or when your wife cooks for you, thank you very much. I really like your food. Or wives tell their husband, thank you for working hard for our family. So you express your love with thanking word, with positive words. And another way is spending time together. Okay, spending time together. You go for a walk together. Before your marriage, many people go out for date, but after marriage, you do not. Why not? After marriage, you can go date, okay? Sometimes you have a nice clothes with your husband, with your wife. Spending time together, sometimes, you can, do some kind of sports or watching a movie together. Spending time together is a good way of expressing love. Gifts also. Gift doesn't mean doesn't have to be expensive. Small gift is small gifts can make your spouse happy. Or positive words can be gifts also. Okay. Think about ways to prepare gifts. Okay, a lot of different ways. Or cards. So here I said giving positive words is very important way. It's a good way. You can say that in your mouth, or you can write some words and then, give it to your spouse. You can write a card on a special day, or some unexpected time. Today I thought about you and I thanked God because I could marry you. You are such a blessing to me. That kind of words can make the other person very happy, right? So by sharing that kind of words, you make your spouse happy. If your spouse happy, you become happy. In that way, you share the emotional love together. That's really important between spouses. And then you express your love by helping the other person, by serving the other person. Okay? Many ways. When you try to something, it doesn't work very well, and then your spouse come in and then help you, you feel loved. You feel, thankfulness. I cannot find this. Can you help me to find? And then my husband helped me to find it. Then I'm very happy. I feel thankfulness. And that way you keep your love always flow. Okay, always flows. Somebody says that all of us have emotional tank within us. And in that emotional tank, you can put love, or you can put hatred, or you can put anger, or some resentment. But if you put love into your emotional tank to each other, that keeps your marriage strong. Okay, it's like a tank. Then I shared so many ways of expressing our love. And then the emotional tank becomes full with love. Then you feel happy, and then your marriage can be strong. Okay, so between spouses, you express your love. love must be expressed, especially in the family, between husband and wife. Both of you try to express your love together. And then if you have children, you also try to express your love to your children. Yeah, feel the emotional tank of the other person with love, not with anger or despise or kind of a lot of disrespect, sad things. You feel your spouse's emotional tank. Try to fill that emotional tank with love. With lots of several ways. Number 3. Pillar 3 is physical aspect. Oh, I'm sorry. The time. The physical sexual aspect. Sex is channel through which couples express physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy. Sexual relationship is not the ultimate purpose. It's our sexual intercourse is a channel to express your intimacy. So it's a blessing reserved for married couples. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about this topic, the sex in the biblical teachings on sex. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you about that. It's a blessing. Who created sex? God created sex. Sex is intrinsically holy, and it's a blessing. If you do it in God's way, and the way God intended, it will be a blessing to us. Proverbs 5 there says, "May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. A loving doe, a graceful deer, may her breast satisfy you always. May you ever be captivated by her love." So, yes, originally, sex is a blessing. It is holy because God created the sex. So, I wanted to talk a little more about the marriage and to keep the marriage strong. But because of the time, I'm going to tell you the guidelines to avoid divorce or other things tomorrow with the topic about sex. Today I made a long lecture, but you might have questions, but because of the time I cannot take your questions, but if you want, you can write your questions and give it to me. Tomorrow when you come here, you can give your note to me with your questions. Then I can give you answers about the questions. Today, this is